Hello, my name is Wyatt Morgan, and in this video presentation I'll be analyzing the article Draymond Green is becoming a head case for the Golden State Warriors by Sean Markizic, and discussing how his article and Draymond Green's recent display of personality traits and values has compared to the culture values historically exhibited and cherished by his team, the Golden State Warriors. Personality and cultural values are a form of individual characteristics that factor into individual mechanisms, job satisfaction, stress, motivation, learning and decision-making, and trust, justice, and ethics. Then they help determine individual outcomes of job performance and organizational commitment. Personality is a structure and propensity inside a person that explains his or her characteristic patterns of thought, emotions, and behavior. Personality comes in a few different traits and factors in an individual's unique life and experiences. While cultural values are the shared beliefs about desirable end states and modes of conduct of society, cultural values also provide societies with their own distinctive personalities. To understand how this article relates to individual personality traits and cultural values, one must first understand who the Golden State Warriors are and their. The Golden State Warriors are a professional basketball team based in San Francisco that competes in the NBA as a member of the Pacific Division in the Western Conference. The team was founded in 1946 as the Philadelphia Warriors by Peter A. Tyrrell, who established a championship culture of winning the first Basketball Association of American Championship in 1947. The team moved to San Francisco in 1962 after Frank Mullally purchased the majority shares of the team and decided to relocate, renaming the team to the San Francisco Warriors. In 1971, the team finally arrived at the name the Golden State Warriors after they decided to include the entire state of California as their home base, opposed to just limiting it to San Francisco. During the existence of the Warriors, winning has been a standard as they have racked up 7 NBA championships, which is third all time, 7 conference titles, and 12 division titles. The last decade has proven to be the golden years for the Golden State Warriors, as they have accumulated 4 different NBA championships, 6 conference championships, and 5 division titles under head coach Steve Kerr, who was hired for the position in 2014. Steve Kerr played basketball in the Chicago Bulls during the Michael Jordan era and currently holds the highest career three-point percentage in NBA history. In an interview presented by Berkeley and a few of his professors on building culture, Steve Kerr said he built the culture of the Golden State Warriors on 4 core values: joy, competitiveness, mindfulness, and compassion. Culture values are shared beliefs about desirable end states and modes of conduct in each society. Cultural values also provide societies with their own distinctive personalities. A professional basketball team that has built a winning culture that revolves around 4 core values: joy, competitiveness, mindfulness, and compassion is normally viewed as having players whose personalities reinforce those values and set the standard for others across the league. Personality is the structure and propensities inside a person that explains his or her characteristic patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior. The Big 5 personality dimensions found in the textbooks are different traits that measure an individual's personality and how it affects individual mechanisms and outcomes. These 5 dimensions are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, and can be identified and remembered using the acronym OCEAN. Using these traits of stereotypical personality in this culture would display high levels of openness to experience because they would be playing with new players and in new environments all the time. They also need to be flexible to the game plan and what their role may be for the team. These individuals would also express high levels of conscientiousness, often dependable, organized, reliable, ambitious, and hardworking, as well as perseverance would be found. They would also express some levels of extroversion because an NBA team becomes close-knit and must get along in some manner to perform well together. Next, an individual would most likely exhibit higher levels of agreeableness because being part of a team requires sacrifice. Often when a good teammate exhibits disagreeableness, it is to better the team and the overall success. Finally, individuals on this team would also stereotypically express low levels of neuroticism and high levels of emotional stability because they are performing in front of thousands of people every night. Players that have exhibited these personality traits have proven to be additional keys to success for the Golden State Warriors, with the additions of all-star point guard Steph Curry in 2009 and all-star shooting guard Klay Thompson in 2011. Both high first-round picks. Almost 15 years later, the two currently represent one of the best backcourts in the NBA. Success for the Golden State Warriors is not immediate. Through the years, the Golden State Warriors desperately tried to find a third or fourth superstar to complete their team, signing already proven superstars like Kevin Durant, who would play an instrumental role in winning multiple championships in his 2-year stint before leaving to join the Brooklyn Nets. Drafting young talent like Jordan Poole in 2019 as a 28th overall pick was an attempt to create another younger, talented Steph Curry to pave the way for the future Warriors, but eventually he was traded off to the Wizards for older talent Chris Paul in 2023 prior to the season. Both players seemingly fit the mold that Steve Kerr wanted from a cultural and personality standpoint. According to Kevin Durant and Jordan Poole, as well as several other sources, them leaving resulted after multiple public discrepancies. The public discrepancies within the team and were found to be a result not of their own making, but of their teammates, Draymond Green. Who is Draymond Green? Draymond Green is a professional basketball player that was selected to the Golden State Warriors as the 35th pick of the NBA draft in 2012. As Draymond Green began his career with the Golden State Warriors, he became known for elevating the play of his team by increasing the overall efficiency with his ability on the defensive side of the ball, as well as the contribution to scoring through ball movement, something the Golden State Warriors needed after banking on two shooters, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. An example of Green's ability to elevate the team to the next level is when he made NBA history in becoming the first player to record a triple-double without recording 10 points, finishing a game against Memphis in 2017 with 10 steals, 10 assists, and 11 rebounds. Draymond's contribution to the team goes farther than just the numbers he puts up. He also has a massive contribution to the team's ability to win. In Jake Pitt's article, The Draymond Green Effect, he best explains the value of Draymond Green when he shares that the Warriors have a 66-63 record without Draymond Green on the court, which would come to a 51% win percentage, and a 518-255 record with him on the court, which would be a 67% win percentage. This has prompted the team to sign Draymond to a $100 million contract that has thrusted him to be one of, if not the third superstar on the Warriors. The article Draymond Green is becoming a head case for the Golden State Warriors by Sean McKissick shares his opinions on events that transpired involving Draymond Green, the Golden State Warriors, Jordan Poole, and the continued team dynamic issues that result from Draymond Green's actions. Sean McKissick also highlights Draymond Green's success on the court and how he has played an instrumental role for the Warriors, and how his recent altercations with other teams and players has turned him into an expensive liability that now puts the team at detriment. While addressing Jordan Poole's departure from the Golden State Warriors, McKissick mentions a few factors that played into the trade. The first being that there was only enough salary cap space to re-sign Draymond Green or Jordan Poole to an extension, with Green being the seasoned veteran and filling a drastic defensive ball movement role, which ultimately had a greater effect than Poole's shooting strength that was already dominated by Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. It would make sense to re-sign Green, according to McKissick, responding to a video that leaked prior to the season, which has Draymond Green punching his teammate Poole in the face in practice and tension in the locker room. McKissick says that Draymond is responsible for the trade and the team turmoil. I would agree with McKissick in this instance because I feel that punching a teammate in the face shows low levels of agreeableness. Individuals who would consider to be unagreeable tend to exhibit critical, antagonistic, callous, selfish, rude, and cold traits, and high levels of neuroticism, which is found in individuals who exemplify nervous, moody, emotional, insecure, jealous, and unstable traits. I feel that these personality traits towards Jordan Poole likely lead to the decision of parting ways with one of the two players, Green or Poole. This could have been a one-time instance, and everyone makes mistakes, but to expand on the recent negative effect that Draymond Green has had on the Warriors, he went on a tirade this season with multiple opposing teams and players. This spring, Draymond got tangled with Domantas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings, which caused Sabonis to fall to the ground. While on the ground, Green proceeded to step on Sabonis' chest. This resulted in a flagrant foul 2, and Green was kicked out of the game, while the Warriors also lost an offensive possession, which some would argue made the difference in the game that would result in the Warriors' loss. McKissick expresses the outrage fans in the league have shown after again Draymond displaying high levels of neuroticism by harming someone else in front of the world. Because this cost the team the game and it was in the playoffs, but wins cannot be sacrificed, Draymond is shown to express low levels of conscientiousness. Those who display low levels of conscientiousness are often exhibit careless, sloppy, inefficient, negligent, lazy, and irresponsible traits. After this massive public outrage and pressure to make change came about, many would have thought Draymond would have made the changes in his behaviors to help his team continue their postseason run. Draymond most recently found himself in an altercation where McKissick claimed he impulsively cost the team greatly. After a scuffle broke out at midcourt, Rudy Gobert, a longtime rival of Draymond Green's and a player for the Minnesota Timberwolves, attempted to break up the skirmish. Unprovoked, Draymond Green attacked Gobert and placed him in a chokehold. Again, Draymond Green was kicked out of the game and assessed a multi-game suspension that ran through the end of the Warriors season. In Markizzic's article, he highlights examples within the current NBA season where Draymond Green has shown personality traits that did not align with the four main core culture values that Steve Kerr has attempted to instill in the Golden State Warriors: joy, competitiveness, mindfulness, and compassion. He feels that Draymond Green is not worth the $100 million he is receiving and has become a liability to the team. Markizzic goes on to explain that his actions have altered the chemistry of the team and the reputation that comes along with being one of the best teams on and off the court in the NBA. I agree with Markizzic because Draymond Green's actions have directly affected the team's success, and that I also agree that he is really not worth the $100 million he is being paid by the Golden State Warriors. First, with him being the underlying reason the Golden State Warriors were unable to push past the Minnesota Timberwolves this season, then costing them star players that could have helped them remain on the top, like Jordan Poole and Kevin Durant. And finally, tarnishing the reputation of the Golden State Warriors. Because Draymond Green has exemplified high levels of neuroticism, low levels of agreeableness, low levels of conscientiousness, and often shown individualistic traits, I feel that he has affected the team's ability to work together and feel safe coming into the gym every day. This also shows that he does not have respect for the core values of his organization, lacking joy, lacking compassion, and lacking mindfulness. One thing Markizzic claims that Draymond has always excelled in, which I can also agree with, is that he has always had high levels of competitiveness, which has been his strength. If the Golden State Warriors do not address Draymond Green's action and help him make a correction, I feel that it will prove to be detrimental and ultimately damage the Warriors' ability to be successful while he is still with the team and after he leaves. While he's with the team, I feel that the team's chemistry and trust will continue to suffer and will ultimately lead to losses on the court. I also feel that it will inhibit the development and addition of new players because of the consistently intense and terrifying environment that Draymond seems to create for others on the court. From a reputation standpoint, I feel that the Warriors and Steve Kerr will greatly suffer and will be shamed for allowing someone to blatantly get away with things most other players would not. I also feel that by allowing Draymond to continue with his actions, the Golden State Warriors and the NBA would be endorsing what is taking place and ushering in more of these counterproductive and destructive actions. In conclusion, Draymond Green's recent display of personality traits goes directly against the cultural values of the Golden State Warriors and has affected the organizational commitment and job performance of the team. If something is not done to address the situation, then it may have long-term consequences for the team. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good night.